Welcome everyone to the practice of the Pancha Maha Bhutas, which is a celebration of the 5 great elements of earth, water, fire, air and space. So this is going to be a very gentle practice where we're going to incorporate some breath and movement and some sound. We're going to be seated or on our knees for the whole practice, so there's no standing up. And I would urge you just to check in with how you're feeling today. If you want to just listen to the class and just do the breath and the mudras, the hand symbols and the sound without the movement, that's absolutely fine. Just check in with how you feel. Always, honor your body and whatever stage you are in right now. So before we begin, I'm going to invite you to just gently close the eyes and start by taking 3 deep breaths. So in through the nose and sighing that exhale out. So just giving yourself all the time needed to really settle into the space. If you need a little bit more time to connect to the breath, just pause the recording until you can feel as if you're really settled and arrived in the space. There's no need to rush anything. So we're going to begin by sitting in a wide-legged seated position. So you can have the legs as wide as is comfortable. There's no need to overextend, and you can pop a pillow or a towel or a rolled up mat underneath the bum if you find it easier to sit like this. I personally prefer this because it's just more comfortable, and we're going to be sitting in this pose for a few rounds of breath. So just make sure that you're comfortable, and you can gently push into the heels of the feet to activate the feet, and maybe spread the toes nice and wide so we begin to wake the feet up a little bit. And then when you're ready, just either closing the eyes or dropping the gaze. There will be an option for us to follow the movements that we're doing with our gaze. So it's a really great way to focus the mind and to really be in the practice. But if it's easier for you to close the eyes to connect, then that's absolutely fine. So doing whatever feels effortless to you in this moment. Connecting to the breath. And I want you to visualize or imagine that you are sitting next to a beautiful body of water, a lake. It's nighttime. The moon is rising. You can hear the gentle sound of the water lapping up against the shore, and all of those lovely nighttime sounds. And you're seated on the edge of this beautiful lake on the warm ground that still holds the heat of the sun from the day. And with each exhale, you can feel your body and your sit bones just sinking that little bit more on the ground. Beginning that process of surrendering to Mother Earth and just letting her hold you. So there's nothing for you to be holding on to or thinking about right now. Feel the stability in the sit bones on the earth. The spine is long, the crown of the head reaches up towards that vast starry sky. With the next inhale, bringing the ring finger and the thumbs, tips of both to touch, into Prithvi Mudra, which is the mudra or hand gesture symbolizing the element of earth. With the palms facing up towards the sky, you can bring the mudra in close to the body, letting the fingertips gently rest on the earth below. Becoming aware of that connection between thumb and ring finger. Inhaling, lengthening the spine and the crown. And as you exhale, bringing that right hand out in front of you as if you could trace a little semicircle or an arc on the earth below you as we move the hand out towards the right side of the body. And coming into a very gentle twist and allowing the hands just to rest back down on the earth at the end of the exhale. Inhaling, and as you exhale, gently bring that hand back, tracing that little circle on the ground. The gaze can be on the hand. So you can follow the movement with the eyes and then gently bringing that right hand to rest on the earth. Inhaling, lengthening the spine and the crown of the head. Exhaling, moving that left hand out and out to the side, following the movement with your gaze. Coming into that very gentle twist. Inhaling. And exhaling. Gently drawing that hand back to the center. So we're going to do this movement again, but this time we're going to invite some sound on the exhale and chant the Bija mantra, or the seed sound for the element of earth, which is Lam. Inhaling, lengthening the spine, feeling the sit bones anchoring you to the earth below. Inhale, being in this moment, feeling the stability in the body. Feeling that support from Mother Earth, honouring that element of earth that exists within you and without you. Releasing the hands, and as you inhale, gently drawing the soles of the feet together, allowing the knees to drop out wide to the side and just drawing them in as far as is comfortable, pushing the soles of the feet gently and opening the wings of the toes, inviting that prana in. Feeling that connection to the earth through the sit bones. Spine is long, crown is reaching up towards the sky. And as you sit on the edge of that beautiful lake, you become aware that the water has gently risen, enveloping the whole of the lower half of the body, your feet, your calves, your knees and thighs, and your pelvis. In cool, soothing water. This water feels delicious after such a hot day. And you can feel the gentle movement of the water lapping up against the pelvis. Now bringing the little fingers to touch the tip of the thumbs into Apas Mudra, the mudra for water. And you can bring the hands to rest in between the pubic bone and the navel, in the pelvis, where the water element sits in our bodies and reminds us of the fluidity that exists within us. Connecting to the breath, taking a moment to settle in, connecting to that element of water. Inhaling. As you exhale, bring that right hand out in front and just gently trailing your fingers on the surface of the water, watching the droplets fall off the ends of your fingers as you bring that right hand out and out to the right hand side into that gentle twist. Inhaling. Exhaling, bring the fingers and the hand back to the center, feeling that gentle coolness of the water as it tickles the fingertips. Inhaling at the center, and as you exhale, moving that left hand out. Coming into that gentle twist. Inhaling and exhaling, allowing the gaze to be guided by the movement of the hand, taking your time. Now inviting the sound Vam on the exhale, the Bija mantra for water. Inhaling, lengthening the spine and the crown of the head towards that vast sky above you. Allowing the hands to gently rest on the body, feeling that stability through the sit bones, that connection to the earth, feeling the sensation of that water gently lapping up against the pelvis, enveloping the lower half of the body, its soothing embrace. And just allowing yourself to be in that moment. releasing the hands and very gently making your way into a kneeling position. So if this is uncomfortable for any reason, either straddling a bolster, or you can stay in a seated position, whatever feels more comfortable for your body. Connecting with the breath, feeling that stability through the lower half of the body. The fluidity of the water gently lapping up against the pelvis. As you sit on the edge of that beautiful lake, illuminated by the rising moon. Now bringing the index finger and thumbs to touch into chin mudra. This gesture of consciousness with the palms facing up towards the sky and allowing the hands to come up to the solar plexus, that center of fire that exists within us, that internal sunshine that lives in the land of our body. Connecting with that fire element that exists within you. Maybe feeling the heat of the hands gently touching the physical body. And you become aware that in the palms of your hands you're holding a little light, a little flickering candle light, as if the whole hand was a lamp itself. Feel the heat of the lamp in the palm of the hand as you inhale and lengthen the crown and the spine. And as you exhale, gifting that little light to the surface of the water. Bring that right hand out in front and then out to the side. Coming into that gentle twist. Inhaling, seeing that little light sitting in the palm of the hand. And as you exhale, gifting that light to the surface of the water. Becoming aware of the light gently moving away in the corner of the eye, floating away on the surface of the lake. Inhaling and exhaling, that left hand gives that little light to the lake as you follow the movement with your gaze. Inhaling and exhaling. Bringing that left hand back to the center. And inviting the sound Ram on the exhale. Ram. Feeling that connection through the earth, through the lower half of the body. Feeling that sensation of the water gently lapping up against the legs and the pelvis. And being aware of all of the twinkling lights gently floating further and further away on the surface of that lake. Being in the moment. And releasing the hands, gently coming up onto high knees. Again, seeing how this feels in your own body. You can have a little gap in between the knees. Pop something underneath. Bringing the hands up to the heart. And sliding the index finger to the base of the thumb and allowing the tip of the middle fingers and ring fingers to touch the tip of the thumb into Hridaya Mudra, which is a mudra that symbolizes the heart and the element of air. The element of air which lives in the space of the heart, that sky, that vastness that exists within us and outside of us. And taking a moment to connect to the earth, feeling that gentle lapping of the water up against the lower half of the body, feeling that heat of that inner fire and seeing those little twinkling lights maybe out of the corner of your eye now. They drift further and further away. Connecting to the breath. Inhaling. Exhaling, bringing that right hand out in front. And again, arcing out towards the side, following the gaze. And the movement, coming into that gentle twist. Inhaling, and as you exhale, allowing of the movement of the hand to draw the gaze back to the center of the body. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Now inviting the sound yam on the exhale. Inhaling deeply, lengthening the spine and the crown of the head towards that vast sky. Yam. Feeling that gentle breeze tickling the surface of the skin. Being aware of that vast sky that stretches out up and above you. that inner fire and outer fire and those twinkling lights on the surface of the lake. The cooling water gently lapping up against the lower half of the body. And feeling that deep stability connecting you to the earth below. Now releasing the hands. Again, the invitation is to come and sit on the heels if that's more comfortable, or if it's okay to stay like this. And bringing the awareness up to the throat. Feeling the front of the throat open and spacious, maybe gently drawing the top of the head back. Becoming aware of all of the space that surrounds you, that vast infinite sky. And seeing if we can invite that quality of spaciousness into our awareness. Can we be more spacious with ourselves? And bringing the middle finger and the thumb tips to touch, allowing the elbows to point up towards the sky as you bring the back of the middle finger, so the nail, to gently touch on the front of the throat. And then you can allow the ring finger and little finger to rest at the base of the skull at the back of the head. So it's almost as if you're opening the throat with the hands. Inhaling. And as you exhale, gently bringing that right hand in front, dropping the elbow slightly, and then allowing the hand to reach up towards that vast sky. Inhaling. And exhaling, following that movement with the gaze. As you gently draw that hand back, bring that middle finger to rest on the front of the throat. Inhaling. Exhaling, bringing that left hand out, dropping the elbow slightly and reaching that hand up and out into the vastness of space. Inhaling and exhaling as you gently draw that hand back in towards the throat. Now inviting the sound hum on the exhale. Bija mantra for the element of space. Inhaling deeply. And being aware of the vastness of the space that surrounds you, those twinkling lights up in the night sky, the moon shining down on you as you kneel on the edge of this beautiful lake, feeling that connection to the earth. A gentle lapping of the water up against the lower half of the body. Maybe you can still see those twinkling lights far in the distance. Noticing the sensation of air gently tickling the surface of the skin. Releasing the hands and just being in the moment. Being in the moment without having to change anything or do it differently. Allowing the bum just to gently float back down to the heels. And keep the gaze low, or the invitation is to close the eyes. On the next inhale, whenever you're ready, gently raising both hands up towards the sky, palms facing the sky, fingers spread out wide, little fingers pointing up, that open lotus, and maybe taking the gaze up towards that sky, feeling that infinite space around you. Inhaling deeply, exhaling, feeling the support of the mother. Inhaling, bringing the hands together, forming that lotus mudra, with the tips of the little fingers and the thumbs touching and the other fingers spread wide. Inhaling and exhaling here. With the next exhale, inviting the sound Om as you gently lower that lotus crown onto the top of the head. Allowing the knees to drop up wide as you make your way to child's pose. Palms can be facing up towards the sky. Forehead comes down to the ground. When you're ready, gently bringing the hands into Namaste, palms together in front of the body. Slowly sliding the elbows back towards the knees, bringing the knees together, coming back up into a kneeling position. Drawing the hands up to the center of the forehead, gently pressing the tips of the thumbs to the center of the forehead. To the chin, to the throat, and to the heart. Staying here as long as you like. Thank you for practicing with me.